Hi, welcome to A Guide to a Happier You. Today we're going to talk about the 4 happy hormones. All right, so everyone wants to be happier, but how? Science can break it down into these 4 molecules, and they're not the only molecules responsible for our happiness, but they are the 4 main. So dopamine is our first molecule. It's responsible for motivation, and it's very important in our reward system. Science has proven that the most dopamine is released in anticipation of the activity, not necessarily in doing it. This is why it's the motivation chemical, because it makes us want to achieve that goal that we have. It's associated with learning and memory. Obviously, the more engaged we are, the more we learn. Dopamine increases with meditation, exercise, laughing, yogurt, beans, eggs, meats with low fat content, and almonds. Anything with tyrosine foods. Tyrosine is the component that helps make dopamine, that can help increase your dopamine production. Any green tea products or green tea extract can increase your dopamine. Probiotics, and music or orgasms. The next chemical we're going to talk about is serotonin. It is a mood regulator. It also regulates sleep, digestion, learning ability, appetite, and memory. So a lot of people with depression are prescribed SSRIs. Prozac is an example of one of them. This stands for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It first increases the amount of serotonin levels in your blood, as well as keeps your neurons from absorbing this serotonin once it's done carrying a message. This keeps serotonin levels up in your brain and also available to carry on more messages. Serotonin increases with sunlight. Make sure to use sunscreen, though, to outweigh the cons of being out in the sun. There's a lot of sun damage involved. Serotonin increases with exercise, tryptophan foods, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second, green tea, and probiotics. So tryptophan is an amino acid found in food. Your body doesn't make it, but it's very important in producing serotonin. Some foods high in tryptophan are chicken breast, firm tofu, sockeye salmon, turkey breast, pork chops, lean pork chops, edamame, canned tuna, and milk. So now that we've discussed the 2 main ones, we're going to talk about oxytocin. This regulates stress and calms the nervous system. It's also known as your love hormone. It promotes trust, empathy, and bonding, and it's essential for childbirth, breastfeeding, and strong parent-child relationships. Studies have shown that higher blood levels of oxytocin have been linked to greater perceived love, responsiveness, and gratitude in couples. So the more you have this hormone in your relationships, the better your relationships will be. This increases with physical affection, like kissing, cuddling, and sex, as well as spending time with those you love. And this doesn't necessarily require that you are physical with them. It just requires that you have a genuine connection with them. Oxytocin is also high in people who spend more time with their pets. The last hormone we're going to talk about are endorphins. These are your body's natural pain reliever. They are produced in response to stress or discomfort, and they're also called the runner's high. Endorphins naturally increase with exercise, laughter, some spicy foods, performing music, dancing, sex, and wine. There are also activities that stimulate the release of all 4 hormones, such as massages or working out with your friends. You can combine any of the activities that I mentioned before to get the added benefit, because you can get all of these hormones in kind of one activity. You also want to manage a few other things to make sure you're getting the maximum benefit from these hormones, such as getting enough sleep each night, because having less than 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night leads to hormonal imbalances. You also want to make sure you manage your stress levels, because this can affect how the hormones are taken by your body, or if they're released at all. So in this video, we differentiated between the 4 happy hormones: dopamine, the feel-good hormone; serotonin, the regulator; oxytocin, the love hormone; and endorphins, the runner's high.